We'll get to know that Bob Beckel likes the music choice. Welcome back. We are, right before we went to break, we were talking about Herman Cain, and I think it's worth bringing that back up because the 2012 election heating up and people getting a little bit desperate. We talked about the you might call it a dirty trick when it comes to the Bachman piece about the migraines. But Herman Cain, one of the things he's decided now is he's going to play a card that other people haven't played yet. A lot of people expected it to be played. He made an issue of Mitt Romney's Mormon faith. And one of the things he said was, as I said, like the Seinfeld piece, not that there's anything wrong with it, he said, well, it doesn't bother me, but I do know that it's an issue with a lot of Southerners. And he goes on to say that a Republican can't win the presidential election without winning the South. Andrea, your thoughts on this?
I think the first part of what he said is true. Should he have said it? Probably not, because I do think he was trying to do a dirty trick. I do think there are people, mainly evangelicals, who are skeptical of Mormonism. But the second part of it, saying that he doesn't believe he can win, I don't think that's necessarily true. I really don't.
I think the reason why he could win is because he's a Mormon, because that lifestyle has made him very healthy. Ooh. He's got great hair. I'm talking about Romney. And everything that Romney has done is everything Bob Beckel hasn't done. And you can see and you can compare it.
But I'm not, but that not necessarily works oftentimes. People like to be able to relate to their president. Someone is squeaky clean.
Herman Cain doesn't hold back.
As Romney does not resonate.
That's his style.
He's a guy in a ball
about Romney. Why does he? No, he brings this
Mormonism because of Romney care. That's his Achilles heel, not his Mormonism.
Dana was exactly right when he said it doesn't bother me. That's like Bull Connor saying blacks don't bother me.
Yeah, right. No, I have gay friends too.
Yeah, right.
All right, I want to talk about one other thing because it kind of irritates me. So the National Institute of Health, the Health and Human Services today, they asked whether or not we should give free birth control to people, that women wouldn't have to pay co-pays when they go to the doctors. Now, I might be for that if I didn't see a lot of people out there able to buy a new pair of shoes. I mean, we have to be able to make some choices here. Greg, do you think people should get... You're iffy on this.
I'm iffy on it, but we were talking about it in the meeting today, and Bob said something that was true, and it's basically, if you're talking about free birth control, who is going to use free birth control? The people who can't afford it. So the left has figured out a way to eradicate the poor, and it's by eradicating the poor.
Only you would come up with something like that.
No, that's what you said.
First of all, no, I didn't say that at all.
No, Nancy Pelosi said it.
The fact that you're not for free birth control is amazing to me, given your background. I happen to support it 100% and 1,000%.
There'd be so many more little Beckles running around.
For personal and policy reasons. But on the policy side of it, it is poor women who cannot afford this stuff, and it also is in many cases poor women who cannot afford to have a lot of children. And I think that is a very reasonable thing.
How are we going to define poor? Because who is not in that category right now who can't get free birth control anyway?
Right. That is absolutely right. Most poor people can. It's already provided. But why should taxpayers have to fund breast pumps, birth control? Look, women should be responsible for their own ovaries.
You just said you can get it now, so you must be paying for it now, right?
But it's different, Bob. Look, listen. Somebody has to pay. When they say that this is free to everybody, somebody has to pay. And what will happen, it will be higher premiums for everybody else. I also want to point out, Dana, that this was reported in the New York Times in February, that these services would be free. This Institute of Medicine report is just a sham, giving the administration cover. This already was baked into the case.
Babies having babies is a big problem in this country, and if we can get that disseminated, I think everybody ought to have it.
I know, but if you can afford a $5 Frappuccino at Starbucks, look, you can pay your $5 copay.
You know, I'm happy to say I've never been into a Starbucks. I don't know what a Frappuccino
That's not possibly
is.
true.
That's true. I've never been.
So you don't do Twitter.
I've never been.
I take that back. Not even go to the bathroom. You even went to a Walmart to go to a bathroom.
Can we talk about this bull tax?
No, guys. Is it true? You ever went to a Starbucks? Ever?
No, I went to a Starbucks to buy a cookie once. Don't drink coffee.
I thought you went there to use the bathroom.
Well, also this bill,
No, that was another
Walmart. That was Walmart.
Bob, this bill.
And the bathroom was lousy, by the way.
This bill also provides for free sterilization.
Yeah.
And free reproductive counseling.
What's
do you
wrong
think
with
that's good?
What?
Doesn't your prize Planned Parenthood already do this?
Yeah, but Planned Parenthood has to raise a lot of money.
Yeah, but it might get its federal funding taken
listen,
away.
Planned Parenthood is one of the great organizations in America. It is left. It's a mark.
Wasn't that defunded, Bob? Oh, that's right. It was almost defunded.
By the Tea Party. By the Tea Party. Let's throw everybody's birth control pills over the boat. Yeah.
All right.
And the fish would be sterile.
We're going to move on
Well, they are already because of all the pollutants that a lot of your corporate friends are putting into the water.
We're moving on to a break.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So, and the question is going to be, is your playground ever too safe? That's what we're going to talk about next on the 5.
Bye.